Greetings, gamers. Welcome back to the late game. I am the long game hunter, and we are playing the Banner Saga. In the last episode, Juno finally showed up, and then did some hippy-dippy, woogie magic on me, and now suddenly I'm privy to what's probably like dredge mass or something like that. They're worshipping a stone, so... Yeah, you don't remember leaving the city, but here you are, walking through unfamiliar ground behind Juno. You're... Did I say judo? I think I said judo. Behind Juno. You're alone, aside from hundreds of dredge, who are all facing towards an enormous stone ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Damn right they do. Just the two lonely little usses there. This gets more and more interesting. Are they worshipping a godstone? I think they might be worshipping a godstone. Well, I suppose if the gods are real, then they're dredge gods just like anybody else. Interesting. We're at the godstone of Stravs. You glanced nervously around, but the dredge didn't seem to hear her. It's okay. You can speak softly. Is this where you're going to sacrifice me? Juno smiles. What could have come across as profoundly creepy looks sincere instead. No, the dredge cannot see us. To be more precise, they can see us, but I've convinced them to be unconcerned. I can understand your apprehension, though. Juno waits patiently for your reply. What are we doing out here? Who are you? Why are we surrounded by dredge? Why did you pick me? All of these very valid questions. What comes first? Why are we surrounded by dredge? They seem to be drawn to the Godstone. There are many things that we don't know about Strauss. Maybe they see him as a patron, or it is an attraction they cannot explain. Does Strauss have something to do with that serpent in Einertoft? What was that thing? I cannot say. Can't? I have my suspicions, but until I've had time at the Mender libraries, it would be unwise to speculate. For all our knowledge, it always seems as though we know little. Imagine how the rest of us feel. On the contrary, the less people know, the more certain they tend to be. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Who are you? I wish we'd had time for a proper introduction. My name is Juno. I am on the Mender Council. You've met Avend, my apprentice. How are you doing these things, controlling minds? I thought Menders built things and healed wounds. You are right. Menders do these things. Some of us still practice the teachings given to the Loom Mother's first creations. We are called Valka. I believe I am the only one who can influence another's mind. Then why not take control of Bellower? I learned the talent to heal minds, not control them, though even some Valka have trouble believing this. Taking control of Bellower, it is the difference between convincing a child to sit still and telling a starving bear to stop being hungry. The truth is, we're rarely a match for the Sundr anymore. Our advantage is that we can train more Valka. It is also our weakness. The Valka pass on and lose their knowledge, while the Sundr simply grow older and more powerful. Bellower is both immortal and beyond my influence, to a point. Then how do we stop him? The God of Secrets will play a part, as will you. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Why did you pick me? Why didn't you take Avend or Hakon? You don't even know me. I apologize for putting you in danger. Wait, whoa. We're in danger? Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of dredge here, but you said you had them convinced not to care about us. We're in danger? Avend must keep Boersgard from falling while we are away. And if something goes wrong here, I need to be certain one of us makes it back alive. I saw the thoughts of each person when I arrived at Boersgard. You were the only one I knew would return. What do you mean? You would find your way back to Alette, no matter what. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Alright. What are we doing out here? Do you know of the god Stravs? Few know this stone exists, even amongst those who have lived their whole lives in Boersgard. Interesting. While Dengra deals in fortune, Stravs taught men the value of trade in a different way. He showed them it has consequences. Two sides of the same coin. See the silver in the stone? The gales up here wear away the stone, but the metal remains. We need a piece of this silver. The god Stravs is wreathed by imagery of silver weapons. The myths say he traded these weapons to the gods, and they used them to kill each other. Those who seek out the stone call him the god of trade. The Menders call him the god of secrets. He was both. Juno waits patiently for your reply. Really? I thought we had asked all these questions. Well, let's get what we need and go. Indeed, you'll need to dislodge at least a fistful of the metal. Okay. We will forge it into an arrow to slay Bellower. Wait, after everything you've told me, like a magic arrow to shoot Bellower? That's all it takes? Why didn't you do that a long time ago? Juno gets a faraway look in her eyes. No, that is not all it takes. What I tell you now must not be repeated. The arrow will not kill Bellower, even were it to strike his heart. He has no physical weaknesses, but it will sow doubt in his mind. When it pierces him, it will help him to believe that he is dying. The rest of you will convince him of it with sword and axe. Everyone who fights at your side must believe it to be true. You're going to trick him into thinking he's dead? That is the most insane... He really can't be killed? No. Someday he will awaken and realize he's not dead. I imagine he will be quite upset. First we must make the arrow focus on the task at hand. She looks knowingly at the godstone, waiting for you to start climbing. Rook, I am not certain how the dredge will react when you do this. And behind us is a sudden drop. So be careful. Great. Just fantastic. You know what I love? Suicide missions. Fantastic. Just awesome. We're walking right up to the ledge, huh? Approaching the back of the stone, you start to climb, looking for a loose piece of the silver vein. Even without looking out onto the dredge, you can feel each sinister face watching you closely, held back only by Juno's influence. Panic races through your blood. Try to quickly wrench out the nearest chunk. Climb higher where it may be easier to remove. Go back and tell Juno you can't do it. Climb higher where it might be easier to remove. As you climb, you can't help but notice the stony masks of dredge lined up before the godstone, like worshippers before an idol. Just a glimpse nearly immobilizes you. Your hand rests on a piece of silver that comes away easily. The dredge do not react. Don't press your luck. Head back down. You nimbly descend to where Juno is waiting. Well done, she says. As you walk back through the dredge, their heads turn in unison to follow. The dread that lingers and the shaking in your hands does not subside for hours. Yeah? Yeah? And we're back. Fantastic. This should be interesting. You approach the gates of Borsgard again, relieved that they're still standing. It looks like they took a beating while you were gone. Alette rushes to your side and throws her arms around you once you've crept through the gates. Juno smiles at the reunion and tells you, take this time with your daughter. Find a smith who can fashion an arrow from that silver. I have other things to which I must attend, but meet me on the walls when you are done. And there's the man himself. Man, rock, armor, bellower thing. Okay. Well, we've got plenty. Let's see what the market has for us. The obsidian ring. Oh, that would be nice, but this is better. Falca thread. Got 35 days worth of supplies. Awesome. Okay. Let's also see if we can't promote somebody. I know we can. Oh, yeah. Glad to see you all here. Okay. Who has... Atrafang. Alright, who has promotions they can take? Eric does? Additional willpower might be nice. Luden, a spearmaster, fantastic. Not so much Bercy. Gris, the strong arm. Having the additional tank out on the field may be nice as well, especially since he's a little tankier than Ivor is. Well, Ivor's still pretty damn good. Alette. If we promote you... I just don't use your ability very often. But, you know, if we find the right use for it, it could mean all the difference. So let's see. Let's give you a little bit of willpower. Give you a little bit more strength. Yeah. The ability to do more damage quickly. And stay on the field a little bit longer. Not terrible. Okay. Who else could use a promotion? You're still injured, so you're probably not coming out with us. Oddleaf could be promoted. And that wouldn't be a bad idea either. Having the extra archer out there would be helpful. Hakon can't be promoted, but man, he's a War Master too. Oh, War Master, not quite like Krummer, the War Leader. We're gonna need the extra tank out there. Tankety tank tank tank. Tankety tankety tank. Alright. We're going to take the narwhal horn off of Ivor as well. And I think we're going to put it on Gris. He would make good use of it, I'm pretty sure. Alright. The crafters. We do have a couple of menders now. They might be able to help with those longboats. It takes a while, but you finally find someone willing to craft an arrow for you. He eyes you suspiciously when you show him the silver, but shakes his head and gets started. Alette watches, the smith's fire reflecting in her distant stare. I talked with Avond a long time while you were gone. He told me a lot about Juno. Is she really as powerful as he said? It certainly seems that way. It was hard to tell. Maybe too powerful. I don't know what he was saying, but it certainly seems that way. That might be the most luck we've had so far. Dad, I think I know what's going to happen now. An arrow? She's going to make you shoot Bellower, isn't she? I don't know for sure. Come on. Who else is going to do it? Ivor? Alette, I know where this is going. You're afraid of me dying. This isn't like before. We can't run this time. That's not what I... Let me do it. What? Why not? Because you think I'll get hurt? What do you do when Bellower comes straight for the person holding the only thing that can destroy him? Let me speak. Everything's changed. Skogrov feels so long ago. I'm not asking because I'm afraid of losing you. I'm not afraid of anything anymore. Let me do it because you know I'm a better shot. I have a better chance of puncturing his armor. We only have one shot. I'm not a child anymore. I'm not just some girl. I'm your daughter. I can do this. For once, let me decide what happens to me. I gotta die. Man. Alette is a good shot. She is. But she's not the best shot we have. Rook is capable of getting right up next to him and pumping an arrow into him from right up close. And Alette is brave, but she's also young. She has her whole life ahead of her. I'm sorry, Alette. No. She stares into the firelight. You wait for the tears to come to her eyes, but they never do. Just promise. Promise we'll be together. You sit by her side silently until the smith finishes his work. Oh, the feels. Oh, this game is good at that. Very good at that. Alright, Juno. Let's see what you have in mind for us. There he is. Juno is in the middle of an animated debate as you approach, the arrow in your hand. There is little time left. Bellower knows we're here. Whether he is waiting for more of his forces to arrive, or simply wants to starve us out first, I cannot tell. But he will not expect a direct attack.
Is this a joke? How are we gonna do that?
I will take a handful of warriors to face him. I can keep a small group hidden from sight. The rest of you will lead a charge from here. With luck, Bellower will send his armies away from himself to meet you.
What about the ravens? They may protest.
They will not. I've arranged a task for them.
Even if you make it to Bellower, what chance is there of defeating him? We saw what happened to Dinertoft. That thing can't be killed.
Juno shows them the arrow you had forged from the Godstone silver. This will make him bleed like the rest of us. Once he is pierced, he will be vulnerable. She looks you in the eyes. We only have one. Do not miss. And bring only those you absolutely need. It will take all my concentration to keep the other dredge from swallowing us up. I cannot join in battle.
And if we kill Bellower, then what? The dredge will just wander away?
That is my belief, yes. I can't say for certain.
This is a doomed plan. Help us hold out here until the ships are finished.
And then what? Bellower will hound our every step, all the way to Arborang, where I am certain more Sundr await. Now is the time to speak to loved ones and the memory of any god that pleases you. Rest. In the morning we slay a Sundr. She's awfully creepy and pretty cool. Okay. No options. It's pretty much this or nothing. I get that. I do. It's not a bad plan. It's crazy, but it's not a bad plan. Alright. Let's go. The silence is what you remember. You rise in silence and walk through empty streets. Upon the wall, two armies stand quietly watching each other. Your footsteps echo on the wooden floorboards as you approach Juno. She breaks the silence. It's time, Juno says. Gather your allies. Today, one thing will end, another will begin, and our actions will decide on which we stand. Oh boy. Oh! No, why is she required? Arg! Okay. Gris is our prime tank. Hakon might be a good idea. Atrafang is certainly going to be helpful on the field. Oddleaf would probably be helpful as well. But we already have two decent archers. But, you know, can't argue with how effective she's been so far. We're taking Gunnulf because, good lord, is he handy. Ivor's been handy too. Having that extra tank is hard to argue with. Could go with Mogr. As a shield master, he would be pretty handy too. He certainly has been handy before, and he's super tanky too, and really capable of knocking down armor. So yeah, I think that's no, Avon. Ooh. God, there's just so many good choices. Too many good choices. What do you have even? You have a Let's bracelet. Okay. First things first, we're going to take that off of Hakon. Because Hakon's not coming with us. We're going to put that... Yeah. We're going to put that on Rook. Oh, wait. Rook's pretty much the only one who can use those Dendra hands. What is this? Oh, that's right. Okay. Still. He can use this. Good to have. We're taking Avend, and we're putting Atrafang on Avend. Yeah. And we're going to take Gris. Going to lose the Narwhal Horn on him. And we're going to put the Valka Thread on him. Keep his armor up. As long as we can. Yeah. And we're going to take Alet's Bracelet and put it on Alet. Handy. Okay. Here we go. This is probably going to be split up. This battle's probably going to be split up between 2 episodes, but here we go. As we are awfully close to the end of this. I'm going to see how quickly we can do this without absolutely screwing ourselves. 20 and 20. That's not terrible. But he is surrounded by some mean mamma-jammas. Stuns one target for a turn and pushes all other enemies back 3 spaces. Damn. Okay. There's our line.